Hello, Claudia back, and welcome to the second week of the Prism Tapestry Reboot Weave Along. This is the fun week. This is the week you get to weave. I've been working on my piece dutifully. As you see, I'm not done yet. I look forward to spending the rest of the week finishing it. It's taking a little while, which is good. We want a lot of time for you to learn these techniques if you're new at this. The most important thing when you begin this tapestry and when you end this tapestry that you need to do is bubble. Okay, so a bubble is very simply, rather than weaving your weft thread from selvage to selvage, from edge to edge, you bubble it. And this is all in the literature, so you don't have to memorize what I'm saying, just listen to it. So you make a hump like this, a little mountain, and then you take your fingers and you go boom, boom, boom. You make, in a couple places, 3 places, you make a bubble. What does that do? That provides weft material inside the weaving so that when you change the shed and one set of warps is raised and the other's lowered and then they change position, what happens when you do that is your thread is in the middle and it's going to be a series of ridges. And where is it going to take up? It's not going to be a straight thread anymore. It's got to take it up somewhere. And if you don't do bubbles in the middle, it will take it up from the edges. Bubbling is the way to make sure you have straight edges. Important for the ridge in the initial border and the final border. The internal part, not as important to bubble because you're going to have separate wefts. You're going to have 5 of them going at the same time for the large piece and the small piece. The tiny piece is going to have only 4. But when you have separate threads meeting, and this is when you do weft dancing, or what I call weft dancing. But you have a bunch of wefts going at the same time, or in this case 5, and they're going in opposite directions. Because they're separate threads, the take up is not going to come from your selvages. There's going to be enough thread in there, enough weft in there that it's not going to pull it in. So that's one of the nice things about this piece is we actually have 2 sets of selvages. We have this selvage and that selvage, the edge threads. We also have edges here where the internal part is. We actually have 6 selvage threads. Okay, so when I talk about that, before I talk about weaving in opposite directions, is that when you go around those selvage threads, you don't want it to be too baggy, and you don't want it to be too tight because it'll pull it in. You want it to be just right. You want it to just be sitting at the selvage thread, not pulling it in and not being baggy. And if you do the bubbling in that, you should have straight selvages and you'll be very happy with the result. Okay, when we insert our wefts, they're all going to be inserted in opposite directions, which sounds terribly confusing. And initially it is a little confusing. Once you perfect that technique, you're well on your way to becoming a tapestry weaver if you're not already a tapestry weaver. It's a wonderful technique. It's what we employ primarily in this piece, and you are going to enjoy it. It is not always so easy to get it, so don't be hard on yourself. And if you make a mistake, just take it out, analyze it, figure out what you're doing wrong, and fix it. This piece is for learning. The other thing that we're doing in this piece, which is fun, is, I'm gonna grab it again. We're allowing the colored threads, and it's not as easy to see this right here, but we're allowing the colored threads to every once in a while go into the black area and the black area to go into the color threads. This technique, we did it because it's pretty and we like the way it looks, but it also helps you control your selvages and it makes it a little bit easier to weave. So, by the end of this week, you should be done weaving your piece. So the 3rd week we'll be finishing it. I will be weaving it with you. Please post on all the social media. If you have a problem, write to me directly, claudia@miraxlooms.com, or post it on Facebook or any of the social media places. I will find it. I will help you. But mostly, just have fun. Thank you. Have a great time weaving.